Hello everybody on YouTube, it's Michael here. Now, I know that I haven't been very active over the last over 3 months, ever since uploading my 900th YouTube video back in April earlier on this year. Now usually I take a little break after releasing a special milestone video, and I know that this time I've taken a longer break than usual. However, during my absence, I have been working on a lot of videos of a new series, and now here it is, the first video of the new series, which is of course the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. Now, I have bought this keyboard back in October last year, and also about a month or so before I got this keyboard, knowing that there's going to be a new one, I have sold my PSR-SX900. So I no longer have that keyboard because I've now replaced it with this here PSR-SX920. And now, to be honest, when it comes to playing the keyboard, I haven't really played it much when I first got it, because back then I have been going through a tough time when it comes to my personal life. I have been through a tough time because of the loss of one of my family members, and I didn't feel like doing anything, even though I knew I probably should have made some videos a few weeks after I forgot the keyboard. But due to my personal life and going through a tough time, I didn't feel like doing anything. And another thing, yes, of course, I've played on it when I first took it home that night. And then I played on it again back in November last year. And to be honest, after that, I have put the keyboard away and haven't played it in like over 7 months. So when I first had the PSR-SX920, I only played on it twice. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this keyboard, but because of my personal life back then, I just, didn't really feel like it. I wasn't myself. I'm all good now, feeling a lot better, and it wasn't until over 7 months later, it was back in the middle of June, that I've actually got this keyboard out again, and the first time I've actually properly played it, good and proper and thoroughly. Because also, during the time, I have been making lots of new videos ready for this new series. So, over the past 5 weeks or so, I have made many videos of the PSR-SX920. There is going to be 49 videos altogether in the series. The series isn't going to be as big as the series of Genos 2, but it will be a huge one regardless. So that's a little of the PSR-SX920 and the plans that I'm going to do with it. So there are going to be many videos in the pipeline, and I aim to upload them every Monday, Wednesday and Friday up until the series is complete. So that's a little about the SX920 and what my plans are for the series. Now, I know that some of you, sorry, just to change the subject a little bit, back when I uploaded my 900 video, yes, I've had 900 videos, but a little over 2 months after that, unfortunately, I went down to 899 videos because one of my videos has been taken down and my channel received a copyright strike, which is unfortunate, but there is nothing I can do in that regard, unfortunately. And although I've lost one video, but there will be many more to come of this series. Yes, it is unfortunate, and what I feel about YouTube's copyright system, well, I'm sure that a lot of people know that YouTube has a terrible copyright system. I mean, I shouldn't have to give out my personal street address just to request to get a video reinstated. I mean, the video that was removed was one of my song covers. I mean, it was an instrumental song cover, so I don't feel that I have infringed any copyright rules, because it was just an instrumental song cover. All of my other song covers that are still on YouTube remain unaffected, so I don't understand why my one of them has been taken down. So yes, I was a little annoyed about that, but there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. And I know that a lot of you are aware, when it comes to other people stealing your videos and re-uploading them. Yes, there is one person in particular that goes by the name of Wilbur Tejeda, that a lot of you are aware, and even I'm aware of it as well. And he goes around stealing other people's videos and then re-uploading them, claiming that they are his videos. And again, it's just the YouTube copyright system. It's just terrible. Again, I shouldn't have to give out my street address to request to get a video taken down. And it's not only my videos he's stolen, he's taken other people's videos as well within the musical keyboard industry. So there's that, unfortunately. So yeah, sorry about that. I know I've ranted on a bit, but now back to the PSR-SX920. So the plan is of the PSR-SX920. The plan is the first 4 videos will be tutorial videos of the SX920. The next 17 videos of the SX920 will be... Hang on, is it 17 videos? I need to think now. 4... Oh yes, of course, yes. So yeah, the first 4 videos will be the tutorial videos, and then 17 videos are the next 17 videos after that will be showing all of the sounds, and then the next 6 videos after that will be showing the multipads, and then finally the last 22 videos will be showing all of the accompaniment styles. So all in all, 49 videos in the PSR-SX920 series, and this is the first video. Well, actually, technically 50 videos if you're counting the video that I have uploaded of the SX920 on the day of the keyboard's launch, because basically I was able to play on the PSR-SX920 just a little over 2 weeks before the public launch date. A Yamaha rep came into the shop one Saturday morning, and yes, I was able to have a play on the SX920. So yep, I was so excited knowing that I was upon one of the first of the public, not counting like Yamaha reps and that. Yes, I was one of the first when it comes to the public to be able to have a little hands-on of the SX920 a little over 2 weeks before the public launch date. So yep, I was so excited about that, and I was also able to have a video made as well. It was just of me playing some songs. So yeah, it was great stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, before I get started with the tutorial, the part 1 of the tutorial, here is a quick unbox video of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 on the day I have got it. And also note that I know the room that I done it is not, you won't be familiar with it because it's my office at work. So I felt that I would do an unboxing video there. So here's a short unboxing video. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick unboxing video of the new Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. So let's get it open. Okay, the box is open, and what do we have? We have the owner's manual for the SX920 and SX720. We have the mains adapter. Let's just get some of this packing out. Now, before I reveal the keyboard, underneath is, one second, let me just get that out. And then we have the music rest. And now we have the keyboard. I'm just going to get that out. Let me just get that out, and then I'll take the box off the stand. So I'll just take this box off the stand and put the keyboard on it. Just got to get rid of this last bit of the packing. Let's just get that off. Oh, there we go. And there you have it. We have the new Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. There we go. The SX920, aka the Mini Genos 2. One second, I will give you a close-up of the new keyboard. One moment. So there we have it. Here's my second main keyboard. The Yamaha PSR-SX920. Wow. Also known as the Mini Genos 2. Or you could call it the Genos Plus, because it has most of the features of the Genos 1, and plus it has some features of the Genos 2. I know the room is different because I'm currently doing this unboxing video at work. So there we go. The new Yamaha PSR-SX920. As you can see, it looks exactly the same design-wise as the SX900. So there you go. The quick unboxing of the new Yamaha PSR-SX920. Okay, so that was just a quick unbox video of the PSR-SX920 on the day I have got it. Okay, so again, before we go to the tutorial, here is the demonstration song. And then after that will be part 1 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoy. Okay, so before I start part 1 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard, I just want to go through with you of the keyboard overlay. Okay, so as you can see, the design of the PSR-SX920 is exactly the same as the PSR-SX900 and SX700 design-wise. I mean, there are some few minor changes. You can see the assignable buttons here are grey. They're black on the SX900 and SX700. And although you can't see them on this clip, but there's 2 assignable buttons on the left-hand side, just above the joystick. So yeah, I'll go through more of that when it comes to assignable buttons in part 2 of the tutorial. And now just a little about the PSR-SX920. It's basically like a mini Genos 2, or as I like to call it, I'd say I'll call it a Genos Plus. And the reason for that, because it has all the features of the Genos 1, and plus it has some features of the Genos 2. Although there are some things that you're missing. You don't get Revo drums, you don't get ensemble voices. But here's where it gets interesting. For the very first time in a Yamaha mid-range keyboard, we now have super articulation 2 voices. Although you don't get as many of those voices, you only get about 12 on this keyboard. But that's still good, considering that super articulation 2 has now been introduced in a mid-range keyboard. Now, super articulation 2 was first introduced at the time when the Tyros 3 was the current flagship keyboard. And there is another voice super articulation. It's new to the PSR-SX720 and SX920. We now have super articulation plus. But more of the super articulation 2 voices and super articulation plus voices later on in this video. Just going to go through more with the keyboard overlay. So yes, as I said, it's exactly the same design-wise as the PSR SX700 and 900, the previous generation. You get different colour buttons, just some very minor changes when it comes to the buttons. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much the same. I mean, it's a fantastic keyboard, nevertheless. I've been enjoying it these last 4 or so weeks that I've been making videos of it. So yeah, really great stuff. So that's just a little about the SX920, just the little keyboard overlay, sorry. So yeah, it's just a little keyboard overlay. So now, to the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920. Okay, so this is going to be part 1 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. There are going to be 4 videos in total of the tutorial. So part 1 is going to be just going through the basic functions of the keyboard. Part 2 will be going through more in-depth functions, such as registration memory creating, assignable buttons, etc., and updating firmware. Part 3 will be going through the more advanced functions. And finally, part 4 will just be of recording functions, such as song recording, style creator, multipad creator, etc. And also, just a quick pointer, that this tutorial will also help those that have a PSR SX720 as well, as a lot of the functions are the same. So, the first thing that I'm going to show you on part 1 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard and that is search and favourites. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to go through favourites. So we just tap, it doesn't matter which one, whether it's voice or style. And then what we do here is that if there's any voices that you want to add to your favourites, oh, just a quick pointer, see that star icon on the screen here? This is where your favourite sounds or favourite styles will show up. And in order to add sounds and styles to your favourites, you just hold down the sound that you want. Just hold it like that. So, and notice that there's a little yellow bar where that voice there, there's a yellow bar just there where my finger is. And that indicates that sound is now in my favourites. And let's just do another one. Let's say harpsichord. Notice I hold that down and the yellow bar will show up here. So we hold that down. There we go, just there. So that sound has also been added to my favourites. Now we've gone through a few piano sounds. Let's just say I want some organs. Add a few of those to my favourites, and accordion. Those sounds are also added to my favourites. Or maybe we want, there we go, supraarticulation 2. More about those very, very soon. And also below it is supraarticulation plus. Okay, so we just tap that, hold it, and now that sound is in my favourites. And let's just add some more sounds. How about some bass? There's some synth bass there. How about some, oh, there we go. A couple of drum kits. A couple of synth sounds. All you got to do is just hold them down like I'm doing here. Hold down the screen, as you can see what I'm doing here. And then these sounds are added to your favourites. And now we go to the star icon. In other words, the favourites. And there you go. All the sounds that I have selected are there. These are my favourites. Well, not exactly favourites, but it's just an example. Like if you have your favourite sounds, you can just select them as favourites and put them in the favourites section. Now, if you want to unfavourite them, you just hold it down, hold the screen down, and notice the sounds disappear. There we go, you hold it down if you want to unfavourite them. You can do it that way, or you can just go to the preset and do it that way as well. So that's favourites. And now we have the search. Oh, let me just, one more quick example of the favourites. Also applies to styles as well. So let's just take this one, for instance. That one. Maybe some here. Yeah. So it doesn't just apply to voices. It also applies to styles as well. Again, just press the star icon. And those styles are added to my favourites. And you just hold down the screen and hold down the style to unfavourite them, either in the favourites folder, or you can go into preset and unfavourite them there as well. Okay, so that's the favourites function. And now I'm going to show you search. I know I've gone through this a few times with the Genos SX920 and Genos 2. So it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, search. And now this with the search, if there's a particular sound that you're looking for, but you can't find it, you can just type in a word and the sound will come straight up. So let me just think of a sound, for example. Like, let's just say harp, for instance. And once you're happy with your selection, just press OK. And there we go. Any sound that has harp, airy harp, or grand harp, C chord, harp, and so on, will show up on the search. Let me just do a couple more examples of the sounds. Let's just say, let's just find, just trying to think of an example here. Let's say, flute, for example. Okay, then any flute sounds will be on here. Even organ flutes. And any voice that has the word flute. So we just cancel that. Oh, now we go back to it. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, clear that. Okay. One more example of the sounds. What if I want to synth, for instance? Okay. And there we go. There's literally hundreds of synth sounds on this keyboard. And notice here, it says the number of search results has exceeded the limit. So it looks like the search bar can only show a total of, looks to me like it can only show a total of 200 sounds. I mean, that's still a lot of sounds. It just goes to show there are more than 200 synth sounds on the SX920. Okay. So that's the search. And another example, we just go through the styles. Yeah, we go through the styles here. We can do the same thing with the styles. Search. Let's just think of some sort of genres and say decades, for instance. Let's see here. What if I want, let's see here. Rock. Tap OK. And there we go. Not only does it have the wording rock, like rock and roll or guitar rock, but it looks to me like it also shows like the rock category. I could be wrong, but there's lots. No, I don't think it's category. I think it's like just the word that appears on the style. Wait on, this one doesn't have rock mentioned on it. Synth pop. Okay. Now there's a couple more example. Let's just say I want 80s. We tap OK. Then any style that has 80s on it will appear. Okay, so one more example. Let's just say, let me think of one. Like, let's just say I type in party. We tap OK. And there we go. Any styles that have the word party on it will show up. So we got après-ski party, Latin party pop, Mallorca party, and so on. So we just go out of that. So there you go. And that is the search and favorites, which we can search for sounds and styles, and we can also add sounds and styles to our favorites as well. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and this is just going to be a quick one, and that is direct access panel reset. So it's basically like resetting the keyboard, except you don't have to turn off the keyboard. So let's just say that I'm just going to go through some styles and go through like different sounds. Yeah, just going to show you real quick and show, yeah, different sounds here and there. There we go. But what if I want to reset the keyboard without having to turn off the keyboard? Well, that's simple. So, and yes, the keyboard will go back to its start state, basically. So it will act as if you turned it off, but you haven't. So yeah, I've just gone through like different styles, different sounds, just to show an example. Now, if you want to reset the keyboard, we just press direct access. and then we tap panel reset. And it says on the screen, do you want to execute panel reset? This is convenient for restoring sound when there is no sound, even when playing, restoring various settings regarding voices, styles and MIDI, etc., creating new settings for registration memory. The current settings and unsaved data will be lost by executing this. But if you're happy, we just tap reset. And there we go. The keyboard resets itself without having to turn it off with the power button. So it's now, the keyboard is now back in the state as if you've just turned it on. So that is direct access panel reset. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is harmony / arpeggio or arpeggiator. So I'll show that to you. Okay, so with this button here, we can select harmony on and off. If we just press direct access here to get within easy access, or you can go through the menu here and select it here as well. And we have all these different harmonies and arpeggiators. So it's currently set to standard trio. So for this instance, the comp needs to be turned on. Let's turn that up a bit. And then have harmony arpeggio on. So now we got this. Or if you want different ones like full chord, so or rock duet. And there's like different arpeggios, like strum, for instance, but that's only useful with the guitar sounds. So let's just go back to that. Select strum. So that's the strum or octave. And there's many different harmony. And then we have echo. Let's just put that back to piano. Echo. Tremolo. Trill. And I think with this, yeah, go down there here, there's a cog icon in which you can change the settings, like the different speeds. And you can do the volume as well. I think the same thing goes to, yep, tremolo, echo. We can change the speed of that. Okay, so that's just the harmony. And now we move on to arpeggiators. So we've got all sorts of different arpeggiators. Let me just go through something quickly. So it's a setting that I forgot to put off, turn off rather. It's to do with the harmony. Because at the moment the arpeggio is currently set to hold, so I can let go of a key, play something, and you can let go of the keys and it will still carry on. Now I'm just trying to find where I wonder if it could be keyboard. No. Voice edit maybe? No. There we go, S.Art to arpeggio, hold. Let's just turn it off for now. So we've got some different arpeggios. Arpeggio, synth sequence. It'd be probably best if we choose a synth sound for that. Yeah, that would do. So you've got different chord sequence. Arpeggio. We've got some like EDM, sort of dance style arpeggios. And also for mega voices as well. But I will show that one shortly. After showing the harmony / arpeggios, I will show the example of the mega voice arpeggio. So that's just some of the harmony and arpeggios. We go back to menu, go to keyboard, and just what? Oh no, not that one. Voice setting, and now we can go to arpeggio, and we can have it set to hold, so that you just play a chord on the keyboard, and you can let go of the keys, and the arpeggio will carry on playing. Oh. And as soon as you turn off hold, the keyboard, the arpeggio will stop playing. And now I think the quantize, I think it just keeps in time with the rhythm. So let's just say that, for instance. Oh, I see what it does now, yes. So we can quantize the arpeggio as well, so that it's not in sort of not perfect timing, it's always in good timing. Okay, so there you go, and that is harmony / arpeggio, where we have different harmony effects when we play the a comp on the left hand side, and arpeggiators so that we can hold down keys and it will play all sorts of different arpeggios and sort of chord arpeggios as well. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is super articulation 2, super articulation plus, and mega voices. Okay, so finally, for the very first time on a Yamaha mid-range keyboard, we have super articulation 2 voices. And now they are only on the PSR-SX920 when it comes to mid-range keyboards. You don't get super articulation 2 on the PSR-SX920. So I'll show you a few. So let's just say woodwind, for instance. There we go. We've now got super articulation 2 on here. We've got like soprano sax, tenor sax, funk, tenor sax, clarinet, etc. The only thing that's disappointing is that you don't get that iconic Irish pipe sound from Tyros 3. You don't get that super articulation 2 voice, unfortunately. But at least you get the clarinet. And let me just show you a screenshot. Above the joystick, we have 2 assignable buttons. And now we use these assignable buttons so that we can control the super articulation voices. No, super articulation 2. So you won't be able to see it, but I pressed the assignable button. There we go. It's on standby. You can see on the screen. So that whenever I play the key, you get the bend of the clarinet. I press it again. And now I let go of the key. There are other sounds, like we've got ballad soprano sax. Same thing with the assignable button. Tenor sax. And let me just direct access. We just go to the assignable button. Let's see here, let's see if I can find articulation 2. Oh, there you go, articulation 2. So I'm going to assign that on that assignable button. So now we should get, okay, so this is assignable button 1. Now assignable button 2. And let's just, there should be, there you go, articulation 3. So let's just, more of the, showing of the assignable buttons in the next video. So that's just some of the super articulation 2 voices. Yep, for the first time in a Yamaha mid-range keyboard. There are 12 in total on the SX920. And now let me go through another sound. We have, this is new to the SX720 and 920. And now we have, hopefully you can see on the screen, super articulation plus. So it's just like a normal sound, a normal super articulation sound. But using these assignable buttons, you can just like, if you hold down the assignable button, you just get like different effects, such as mute. Holding the assignable button. And now letting go of the assignable button. You also get, yeah, different effects like sort of like harmonic. Yeah, sorry, not I said mute, didn't I? Not mute, harmonics. And also we get mutes as well. Let's see what different ones there are on articulation 3. Articulation 3. Let's see what's new. Oh, you just get the body tap. I remember having to use a sustain pedal back in the day with super articulation voices on Tyros 2 because there was no articulation buttons. Not only that, there are other super articulation plus voices. I think there's 15 in total on the SX920. And now change that to articulation free, and we should get just a body tap. So yeah, some really cool stuff. Let me just go back to super articulation 2 real quick, because articulation 2, because I think I might have made them. There we go. I accidentally changed the foot pedal on that one. Okay, so let's just put that back to how it was. There we go. Let's go to some choirs. There are a couple of super articulation plus sort of vocal scat voices. Doopy doop, doopy doopy, wah 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 wah. Also some electronic guitars. Oh, let's just turn on harmony. So that's some pretty good stuff, that. So okay, so that's super articulation plus. So now I've showed super articulation 2, super articulation plus. Now let me just go through with you the mega voices. Now mega voices behave differently. You see, mega voices appear in nearly all of the styles of the SX920, and Genos as well, and Tyros, because mega voices were around at the time when Tyros 1 was the current flagship keyboards. The Tyros 1 introduced mega voices. There are many different categories and sounds of mega voices now, but back when Tyros 1 was the flagship keyboard, mega voices were restricted to guitar and bass voices only. But now we have brass, woodwind, strings as well, and choir. So let me just show you an example of the mega voices. Now, mega voices are not intended for live performance, because for each velocity, there's like a different sample of the guitar sound. So I'll show that to you. So let me just go through, just do a standard sort of steel guitar sound. So depending on how soft or hard I play the key, you get like different samples every time. Let me just turn that up a bit. There we go. Which it would be very hard to play live because of the different samples. Now, also, let me just turn up the octave. There we go, the octave, and also turn up the transpose, so that with the very higher notes of the keyboard, not only do you get, not only are the mega voices, you also get like different. So that's the mega voice. Oh. But at the very top octave of keys, you get the different samples of mega voices, like the strumming. And you also get the body taps. And you also get slide frets as well. So let me just put those back to normal. Oh, turn the tempo down for the next example. So that's the mega voice. So yeah. It would be impossible to play mega voices live. because of that. But there is arpeggios for mega voices, so we just turn on the harmony and we can do some arpeggios like this. There's different ones as well. So there are different mega voices. We've got flamenco guitar. Again, mega voices, you can't play them live because it's like different samples, like depending on how soft or hard you play the keys. But even with this sound, turn the octave to its maximum and the transpose and you get different samples. Same thing goes to, say, the saxophone. Where is it? Saxophone. We get the clunking noise of the saxophone. And the breathing. Okay, so that's just a little about the mega voices. There are over 80 mega voices in total on this keyboard. Started off with 10 when they were introduced on the Tyros 1. And just one more quick thing in regards to mega voices. Let's just select a sound, a style rather, sorry. Notice that guitar, this one here. Oh, I'm trying to turn it off. There we go. Now most of the guitar sounds on styles are powered by mega voice. Let's just do another example. Mega voice. And now let's just reset the keyboard. So there you go. And that is Super Articulation 2 for the very first time in a Yamaha mid-range keyboard, finally. Super Articulation Plus and Mega Voices. And how they all work as well. Okay, so then the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is style control, where we control the styles and a complement. So we have 3 intros, 4 variations, 4 fill-ins, 1 break, and 3 endings. And there's other things with styles as well, in which I will show you. So, we press a comp, and that turns on the complement. I know it's set to the piano, but in a later firmware update, they fixed this. But I will update to the latest firmware in the next video, in which you won't get the piano. Okay. We just press start. We've got different intros. Full variations and full fill-ins. We also have a break, the simple ending, ending 2, and ending 3. Also with the style control, we have the reset with the tap tempo. So when the style isn't playing, the button acts as tap tempo. So if you tap it really slow, the tempo will slow down. If you tap it fast, the tempo will be fast. I will show that to you. Tap it really fast, and the style will be really fast. Let me just press these two tempo buttons simultaneously to get the default tempo of the style. But the button behaves differently when the style is being played. It acts as a reset, so it resets the style. So that's the reset slash tap tempo. We also have the tempo, so we don't have to use tap tempo. We can just use the tempo button. Okay, so one more thing with the style control. Hopefully you can see within the screen. We just press direct access, go to a comp, and now the split point is currently set to, but we can change that. So let's just say I want it up, hang on, there we go. So now the split point is up there. You could, if you wanted to, have the split point throughout the entire keyboard, but that wouldn't be ideal because there would be nowhere in the right hand section to play chords and to play melodies rather. So but I'll go through the split point a bit more in the next video. Let's just put that back to the default, and that as well. So there you go, and that is style control, where we control the comps, the rhythms, with the intros, fill-ins and variations, break, ending, and split point, so that you can have the accompaniment further up the keyboard. So it's mainly with the left hand side, but you could have it sort of like up to middle C, or just whichever way that you think is best for you. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is the channel parts on and off, and also revoicing as well when it comes to the styles. So I will show that to you. So we just select a style. I will do that in a minute. We just go to the channel section, and this is where we can turn parts on and off with a style, and also revoice style and the style channel parts as well. So I'll show it to you. So we're going to do some channel parts on and off. Yep, we can turn parts on and off. So we can turn off the drums. Or maybe turn off the pad and some phrases. So that's the channel parts on and off, where you can turn parts of a style on and off. It also applies to the songs as well, as you can see up here. But more with the songs in the last tutorial video, where I'll do the recording functions. And not only that, we can also revoice the style parts as well. So I'm just going to turn these all back on. Oh, and before I do that quickly, just one quick thing. If you hold down a channel part, then you'll only get that channel part as a solo. So I'll show it to you. So we just hold down this part, say for example. Then all you get is that channel part playing. Or maybe if I want the bass playing, hold down bass. Or maybe one of the, let's say phrase 2. Okay, so now we're going to do some revoicing. So let's revoice the drums. So that's the revoicing. And if you want to put the style back onto the default voice, we just hold down the voice icon. There we go. Takes it back to its default. We can revoice other parts as well. So say take this one for example. So at least that way you can hear it better. Press the voice, hold down the voice icon to get the default. We can do it with other sounds as well. Let's just put that back to the defaults. Okay, another thing with the revoicing. Now, when it comes to the built-in voices of SX920, SX720, and Genos, etc., when it comes to revoicing style parts and songs, this is the only way, when it comes to built-in sounds, that you can get access to the GM and XG and GM2 voices. There you go. Style voice, okay. Style voice, there you go. GM and XG and GM2. And we just go to the voice. Notice that you don't get. Oh, it's because. Hang on. There we go. We just go to voice. And notice that GM and XG and GM2 folders are not there. But when we go to revoice parts, there they are, GM and XG and GM2. Okay, so I'll show you some of them. Let me just turn that part up so that you can hear it better. And now some GM2 sounds. So there you go. And that is the channel parts on and off and revoicing the sounds when it comes to the styles. Also applies to the songs as well. And also when it comes to the built-in voices, this is the only way that you can get access to the GM and XG and GM2 voices. But there is a way. I think I've already showed you on my Genos 1 tutorial in how to get the GM and XG and GM2 voices. You just copy them from a Tyros keyboard, put it on a USB stick, and then you can put them into the user section of the voices on Genos. So that is channel parts on and off and revoicing of the styles. Also applies to songs as well, but I will show you that in another video. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is transpose, octave and tuning. You won't be able to see it on this clip, but on the far right of the keyboard next to the multipad control, we have the upper octave buttons, and we also have tuning as well. So I'll show it to you. So first of all, we have the transpose. Just simple. The transpose goes down to -12 up to 12, and you press the two buttons simultaneously to get the default transpose. And on the far right of the keyboard, even though you can't see it on this clip, we have upper octave. You see on the screen 1, 2 and 3. See, the octave goes up to 3. So octave, it goes down to -3. That's pretty cool. Now in previous generations, the SX900, Genos 1, I think the upper octave could only go up to 1 and -1. But on Genos 2 and SX920 and 720, it goes up to 3 and -3. And it also adds on to the transpose. If you have the transpose up to 12 and having the octave up to 3, then technically you've got a 4 higher octave and also a -4 lower octave if you have transpose down to -12. Okay, so that's the transpose and the upper octave. Now, if we go to menu and we go to master tune, it takes us to the tuning. So we can tune the keyboard. If you hold that, it puts it back to the default tuning. There's also different functions with the transpose. We've got master, so that everything transposes. And keyboard, only the keyboard transposes. So as well as the style. But when you select that, I'm guessing that means if you play any songs, they won't be transposed. But there is a song section here. We can transpose only the song. Master just transposes everything, the keyboard and songs as well. So there you go, and that is the master transpose and the octave, even though you can't see the buttons on this clip, and the master tuning. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is Bluetooth connectivity, so that you can connect a Bluetooth device onto the SX920 and also SX720, such as an iPad, iPhone, anything Bluetooth, Android phone, etc. And if you can hear, just to change the subject a little bit, if you can hear outside, do excuse the noise outside. It's quite a windy night tonight, so just thought I'd point that out. Okay, so with Bluetooth connectivity, now if I just scroll up here, there we go. I've got my there we go. I've got my iPad up there, ready for the Bluetooth connectivity. Let me just zoom in. There we go. Okay, so now we go to Bluetooth on the PSR-SX920. We just go to menu. We select on the page 2 of the menu. We go to Bluetooth. And then moving back to my iPad, we select Bluetooth on there. My devices, as you can see, that PSR-SX900, when I used to have one of those, and the Genos 2. So now what I'm going to be doing, let me just go down to the keyboard. There we go. I better tap pairing. Okay, so that's pairing. And now notice on my iPad that the SX920 has appeared. So we select that. And there we go. It is now connected. So now my iPad is connected to my keyboard, Bluetooth. So let me just go through some examples. Yes, with the iPad connected to the keyboard via Bluetooth, it basically acts as a wireless auxiliary output, so that any sound on my iPad will come from the keyboard. So you can listen to YouTube or listen to music on Spotify and any other things you do when connected to Bluetooth. So I'm going to go through some examples. I'm just going to go back to my iPad here, and I'm going to go on to YouTube. So let's just why is it not letting me do it? There we go. Okay, let's there goes YouTube. For this example, I'm just going to show some of my videos. I don't want to avoid my channel receiving another copyright strike, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go to playlists. It doesn't really matter what one I choose, so let's just take this one for example.
Struggling to play his new keyboard. Amateur mistake on his part.
That's just an advert, so we can skip that.
I'll tell you that.
The sound is coming from the keyboard speakers. Let's see if there's a volume.
Hello everybody on YouTube, it's Michael here. And this is going to be the last keyboard
that I will be showing in the year of 2023.
This is a video I've done a few years ago.
In the next
Oh,
full
nearly
videos,
2 years ago, should I
I'll
say.
be showing you the Yamaha PSR-47 keyboard.
Okay, let's just do an example, another video. And bearing in mind that the sound is coming from the PSR-SX920 because it's connected via Bluetooth. Let's just say this one, for example. There we go.
691, and that is the rhythm control. So I will show that to you. Okay, so you have 3 fingering types of the Casio CTK691. First of all is Casio chord. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is the mixer.
And that was just my tutorial video of the Casio CTK691. Okay, one more example of the Bluetooth connectivity. Notice that I'm using my own videos because, as I said earlier, I don't want to risk my channel receiving a copyright strike again. Unfortunately, I had one, and one of my videos was taken down. It was a song cover, but yeah, it was a song cover, but it was an instrumental song cover. So I don't understand why I had the old copyright strike, unfortunately, because none of my other song cover videos were affected.
Now, onto the tutorial.
Let's just go through some Groove Creator control.
Way as I did with the styles. Okay. So yeah, you can re-trigger that. And now, this is where I will make use of the real-time control knobs, even though I'll show that later on. But this is for the Groove Creator. So we go to knob assign.
So there you go. And that is Bluetooth connectivity, in which we can connect our Bluetooth devices, such as an iPad, iPhone or Android phone, Android tablet, etc. Connect it direct to the keyboard, and at least that way the sound will come out from the keyboard speakers. So it will act as a wireless auxiliary output. It's actually quite amazing, like the Bluetooth and that, because also if you wanted to listen to some music, the keyboard can be used as some sort of speaker system. If you want to listen to music through YouTube or Spotify or similar, yep, it's very ideal for that idea of listening to some music. Let's just say that you didn't have a stereo player, you could just use the keyboard, although more expensive, but it's just an example, and it's a great feature. When it comes to home keyboards, the SX900 was the first to receive the Bluetooth connectivity, and now it's moved on to Genos 2, SX720 and SX920, and that is Bluetooth connectivity. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is voice guide, which is ideal for people that are visually impaired. So you need to download the voice guide file from the Yamaha website and put it onto a USB stick. So here I've got it on my USB stick, the voice guide. Notice that I'm pressing buttons right now on the keyboard and nothing. But when I connect this USB stick into the keyboard, it will soon say devices connected. There we go. Now the keyboard will talk.
Home.
There we go. With the USB stick with the voice guide file on it, you have access to the voice guide. So whatever buttons you press, the keyboard talks.
70s hard rock, grunge rock, indie rock, 20s dance pop, 20s urban Latin. Home. Menu 2. Menu 1. Mixer. Pan. Volume. Menu 1. Home.
Yes, notice that the direct access doesn't work when the voice guide is on.
Menu 1. Menu 2.
But I think there is a way to make it work. I'm just trying to find it. I think it's utility.
Utility. Speaker. Connect. Touch screen. Display. Next page. Page. 2. Parameter lock. Speaker. Connectivity. Menu 2.
I know there's a way that I've done it because I've done it on the Genos 2. The voice guide.
Utility.
Direct access.
Speaker. Connective. Touch screen. Display. Parameter lock. Storage. System. Next page. Page.
Oh, there we go.
2.
Voice guide. So voice guide, you can turn it on or off.
Voice guide.
Notice that it's off. Now we turn it on.
Folktronica. 20s Urban Latin.
Voice
System.
voice guide controller. There we have direct access.
Voice guide controller. Foot pedal 2. Voice guide controller. Direct access.
So you got pedal 2. Let's see if I can. One moment, because I want to show you the example of the voice guide controller. So I've got a sustain pedal here. I'm just going to connect that to the keyboard. So bear with me. I'm just going to connect that to foot pedal 2. Okay, the pedal's now connected to the keyboard. Now I can show you the example. So we select pedal.
Voice guide controller. Foot pedal 2.
I'm using the pedal. Oh, nothing. That's weird. But at least direct access will work.
Operating a button or controller jumps to the relevant display of the respective control. Touching panel reset calls up the function to reset various settings of the instrument. Cancel. System.
No, I don't get that. The voice guide controller, foot pedal 2. I've got a pedal connected and nothing's happening. So what if I connect it to the other? Nothing. That's weird. There's something I might be doing wrong. So if anyone knows, let me know. Let's just put that back.
Voice guide controller. Direct access.
And now direct access won't work. Voice guide sound.
Voice guide sound. Speaker only. Voice guide sound. On. Home.
Not only with the functions, we also have the voice guide with the sounds as well.
Right 1 voice. CFX Stage Grand. CFX Ballad Mix 1. 70s Suitcase Warm 1. Right 2 voice. Right 1 voice. Right 3 voice. Right 2 voice. Right 1 voice. Pan. Volume. Right 1 voice. Home.
So that's pretty cool. The
Voice part setup.
voice.
Voice part setup.
Yeah. Okay.
Home.
So that's the voice guide, which is very ideal for those that are visually impaired, and they can still enjoy the instrument. And with the help of voice guide, they can know where they are when it comes to sounds and styles and functionalities, etc. So
Transpose pop-up. Home.
more. Say playlist.
Playlist. Vocal. Playlist. Home.
So there you go. And that is voice guide, which is ideal for those that are visually impaired, so that they can get within like easy access to different certain functions of the keyboard, sounds and styles, so they can still enjoy the instrument. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is the touch sensitivity. Okay, so although the keyboard, the PSR-SX920 and 920, they're touch sensitive, but it doesn't have aftertouch. Only the flagship keyboards have the aftertouch, such as the Genos, the Tyros, etc. The mid-range keyboards, on the other hand, has just touch sensitivity only, no aftertouch. Now there isn't a button. There's no button in which you can turn on and off the touch sensitivity, but I can show you how to get access to it. We just go to menu, go to menu 2, and then tap keyboard. Now on here, this is where we can turn off the touch sensitivity for each part. So at the moment it's currently set to on, and it's on right 1, and now we turn off right 1, it's now fixed. So no matter how soft or hard I play the keys, it remains in fixed velocity. Let's see here, fixed velocity. So, oh, I see, it's like a volume. It is almost like a volume, but the fixed velocity is, now that I've set it to 127, it's almost like I'm really pressing the keys really hard if touch sensitivity was turned on. It's in the highest possible velocity, as if I'm really hitting those keys. Touch curve, let's see here, what's this? Oh, so you've got like normal, soft and hard. Soft. So we've got hard too. So that means that you really got to press those keys hard in order to get the full velocity. So let me just go through, let's just turn these sounds on as well. So we've got right 1, 2 and 3 on. So here's right 3, right 2, and right 1. Now put them all together. And let's just say that I want to turn off the touch sensitivity on right 2, which is the strings. It's only the strings that have fixed velocity. Or how about right, we turn off right 3. Notice how right 3 has the fixed velocity because I've turned it off, while all the others have touch sensitivity turned on. And now right 1. So that's all there is to it really with the touch sensitivity. We don't have aftertouch. It's only the Tyros and the Genos that have the aftertouch. Maybe one day mid-range keyboards will have aftertouch. Like maybe in the next couple of generations, in years to come, maybe we'll have aftertouch on mid-range keyboards. That would be great. So there you go. And that is touch sensitivity and the touch sensitivity control, in which we can turn off the velocity for each part. So right 1, right 2, right 3 and left. And we can also have the, when it comes to the fixed velocity, we can turn it up or down, which is almost kind of like the volume of the voice as well. In a way it is sort of thing because of the touch sensitivity level. Let me just show you that real quick again, the keyboard. Yeah, the fixed velocity, you can either have it high or low, but it'll be fixed either way in that, but you can change it in that way. So you can have it soft or medium or maximum. And that is touch sensitivity. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm going to show you on part 1 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard, and that is the metronome and tap tempo settings. So I'll show that to you. Okay, so notice that there's no metronome button on the SX920, but if we go to menu, page 1 of menu, and then we go to metronome, this is where we can turn on the metronome. So it's currently set to off. We just turn it on. I'll just turn down the tempo a bit. And now if we want the bell sound, we just tap on. And there's different time signatures as well with the metronome. So it's currently set at 4/4, but we can have it all differently. So we can have it as a waltz beat, or a 2/4 beat. But we can change that here. What's the most it can go up to? Oh my god, 127. No, there's no way I'm going to wait that long. Let's just put that back to normal. Or what if we want a 6/8? If it was a 6/8 style. I know it's very similar to a waltz beat, but it's not quite a waltz beat. If you want a waltz beat, just 3/4. Oh yes, and depending on here, it kind of doubles in tempo. So let's go back to 4. This is the default metronome. So if you want a 5/4, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Let's just put that back to normal. And now down there, we can change that. But as you do it, it kind of like cuts the tempo in half or doubles the tempo. So let's just put it to 2. 2. There you go. The tempo is cut in half. And now we go to 8. This is normal. Go to 8. And then the tempo doubles. And then do it again. It doubles from there to 16. Really fast. Let's just put that back to 4. There's also a volume as well, so we can turn up the volume or turn it down. Let's just turn it back off again. And that's all there is to it with the metronome. So yeah. Okay, so that's the metronome. And now we move on to the tap tempo. I've already showed you this earlier on with the style control. But there are other functions with the tap tempo. So we just go to that. And another thing. Let's just turn it down. Style section reset. We can actually turn that off. We can turn that off. And what that does is that the tap tempo will work even when the style is being played. So I'll show that to you. So, okay, there we go. I'll just... Style selection reset is currently set to on. So every time I press this, the style resets itself. And now we turn it off, the style section reset. Now this won't reset the style when being played. It will act as a tap tempo. So when that's turned on, that will act as a style reset when the style is being played, and when it's set to off, then it will act as a tap tempo even when the style's being played. And now with the different sounds of the tap tempo. This. Oh, so yes, we can change the volume of that. So let's turn it up. Notice that it's louder. But we can also change that sound. It's currently set to hi-hat closed. What if we want a tom? We can set it to that. Let's just turn down the volume. Oh, let's get rid of that. So we can have the tap tempo sound in any sort of drum sound I want. So let's say, what's this? Pseudo mute. Okay. Or whip slap. Or how about scratch? So it's pretty cool that with the tap tempo, you can change the sounds. I better press it 3 times, not 4 times. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. But if I do it 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the style will start. Let's just do a few more examples. So how about a snare roll? Or let's just go through ride cymbal. How about a vibra slap, whatever that is. Oh, that's amazing. I know I've showed this function before on the Genos 2. Claves? Okay. Some sort of Latin instrument. Or percussion. Triangle. And triangle open. Jingle bells. Or bell tree. Okay, let's just put that back to default. Hi-hat closed. Okay, so there you go. And that is the metronome functions with the bell sound. Let's just put that back to off. Oh no, it's set. It should be in factory currently set to on. Okay, so yeah, that's the metronome with the volume, the bell sound, time signatures, and the tap tempo, in which we can change the volume, the style section. So if that's set to off, then the style, when being played, will act as a tap tempo. Turn it on, it will act as a style reset, and the different sounds that we can have with the tap tempo. So there you go. That is metronome and the tap tempo functions. And this is now the end of part 1 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard, just going through the basic functions of the keyboard. I do hope you have enjoyed this tutorial video and that you have found it useful. So please do write back to me and tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, in which will be part 2 of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920, where I'll be going through with you some of the more in-depth functions, such as updating firmware, playlist, assignable functions, registration memory creation, etc.